Okay. I forgot to put my announcement out for a reminder this morning that I was live at 2:30 today. So um, hopefully somebody will join us. Okay. All right. Hey, Patty. All right. Let me just coordinate my laptop here. Okay. All righty. Hey, Susan. All right. So we're in for some fun today. A lot of different little things that I'm going to be doing. And if you have done paper craft before, you probably know a lot of what I'm using. I'm going to be using, right off the bat, I want to tell you that um, I have a file that I'm going to list, put in the group files to make your own cards. And let's see, this is how they're going to look, like this. That's the file. And that's what we're going to be working with. So I'm going to be using cardstock. I like to use 90 pound, no less than 90 pound weight. 110 would probably be even better. 100, 110 would be better as far as cardstock goes. I am using watercolor paint, not paint, watercolor paper. That's this one here. And this is just a plain old manila folder that I cut in half. That you have to size them because these papers are a little bit larger than regular printer paper is. So, keep that in mind because you can't put them in your printer just like this. But that file will be available to you so that you can print out your own cards. All right. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Deb. Oh, Patty, I don't envy you. I hate those days. Yeah, you can catch me back on the replay. Good luck with the girls. All right, so hello to everybody. I'm going to lower the camera here, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I've been doing. Where is my... Okay, we're still live. Are you guys getting the broadcast okay? I hope so. Hey, Fran. Okay, so this is what I want to show you that I have done so far with these tags for the demo. And this I hung a pendant on here, and I put a chain on here. That's a little bit, dicey. I'm not sure. I would prefer to not put a chain on these, just to sell them and then provide them a chain. You can hang the pendants a lot easier without the chain. So here's one. And then I just added some little jump rings on here to make it hang down just a little bit better. And then here we go. There's just such a variety of different things that you can do. And then this is a punch. This comes from a punch. I'll show you that also. I didn't buy this. Rhonda, my friend Rhonda did. She bought this, and then she bought a 2-hole punch to punch the little holes, identical holes for earrings. And I'll show you those, how they work later on. But it's just ideas to display your pieces if you wanted to do that. It's a little time consuming, but I consider this like fun time. So If you're doing like lots of production work, it might be not such a great use of your time to make all your cards, but I think they are pretty, uh, and there's lots of neat things that you can do with them. For this one with the chain, what I did was I fed it through and then just put the chain in a little baggie, one of those little tiny zip bags. And but I'm not sure I like this idea so much. I would prefer to just sell the chain separately, or not give it to them, package it individually, put it that way. Okay. All right. So for this, I'll put these to the side. Oh, and then I'll show you the paper. And I'll have resources and all that stuff available. Um, this is, it's backwards, of course, but this is watercolor paper. This is 90-pound weight. This is a real nice texture that for cards that you can do. And then this is another brand. This is Bristol, and this is 100-pound weight, which is good. But I would go anywhere between 90 to 110 if you're buying papers, because your construction paper, uh, index card stock, it's not this heavy. So I think that you would like a better weight. It would make the cards a little bit more stable. Okay. Hello, Renee. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Dottie. Okay, great. Bunch of people coming in. All right. The other thing I wanted to tell you about is I found these little pouches on Amazon to store my little paper products in here. These are for my completed tags, and this is for tags that I've yet to make. And I put them in here because I want to keep them clean. This is one downside is that when you're working with ink, it's real easy to get smudges, especially on the back. And I would prefer to have the cards clean on both sides. And as long as I'm talking about the back, I would like to tell you, because we're putting, printing on the front, there's really no name for your, no room for your logo, your name, whatever, that information. So on the reverse side, what I would do would get labels, like mailing labels, like Avery mailing labels, whatever, and you can print your information on the back and then just stick it on there. I do prefer the clear labels because it doesn't look so much like a label. It just kind of blends in with your background, but you can use, the standard white labels too if you wanted to do that. So all this information's in the handout. So you can always refer back to that. Wendy says, but if it's for a gift, the necklace chain is nice attached like that. That's true. And I kind of spur of the moment thought about doing that. So, I might spend a little bit more time trying to figure that out to make it look nice and neat. Hi, Mary. Okay. All right. So the broadcast is good. All right. Great. All right, so I'll have links to the pouches later on, and also to the earring punches and whatever else I use for this. But this is nice to keep everything in here and nice and clean. Here are some of the designs of cards that I have already done with my rubber stamps. Oh, and I wanted to tell you also on these tags, when you print them, you can print them. Well, I mentioned it in the handout too, to just remind you. There's two different ways they can come out, and that is when you set your printer up to print, you want to go set it to portrait, and you want it to fill the page. That's to get the standard size that I intended, okay? But if you set it to shrink to fit on there, the labels come out just a little bit smaller. I don't know if you can tell that or not, but they are just slightly smaller. So I guess it just depends on what suits your needs. Okay, so that is another little tip. All right, so there's lots of different ways that you can go with these. I kind of like the red. I like the black ink for sure, and I kind of like the red ink too. I don't know that I would go um, any other colors, but that's entirely up to you. I don't want the cards to compete with the jewelry that you're putting on there. So, that's a consideration as well. You might want to leave some blank spots where it might show up a little better, your jewelry. Uh, you just have to kind of play around with them a little bit. But the possibilities are pretty endless. And really, it just depends on what kind of stamps you have. I'll have a couple of links too where I got some of these. This particular one, I just love this one. It's a place called Invoke Arts. It's on Etsy, and they have a lot of cool um, kind of I don't know how to describe it, but they're mm, they just have a lot of different designs. So I mean, they don't have a ton, but they have some cool stuff. So like I said, I'll have that on the handout, and you can check it out. And perhaps you already have stamps that you can use too. All right, so that's that. The other thing I'm going to use is just a piece of craft foam as my working surface. And I'm going to use some scrap paper. I have just pieces of scrap paper from shipping labels and things that I printed, and I had, extra paper, and I just save it to do something else with it. But you will, the craft the craft sheets are, I mean, the craft foam is nice because I print on top of these, and it gives for a better impression, I would say. All right. The other thing is I'm going to be using inks that I already had, and I use StazOn for a lot of different things, especially for etching. But so I had StazOn. I've had this pad since March 6th of '09, and the key is having the re-inkers. Once you buy the pad, it should last indefinitely. I mean, that's pretty much of a testimony right here, how long they last. But you do need to re-ink them occasionally. So um, you could have those on hand. But I did pick up a red one because I really like that red color on certain pieces. I think it's kind of a neat choice. So there's that. And I did pick up a re-inker for that as well. There's not as many choices in the red colors, but this one I got was blazing red. And I'll have some links to those things as well. As far as stamps go, I have a lot of different kinds of rubber stamps. I've had them for years, and you can use just about anything if it's a design that you like. Some stamp a little better than others. I think this script is nice. Then there's my lotto wheel or lottery wheel, whatever you want to call that. I kind of like it. It's just kind of quirky. I have my sunflower uh, and my art stamp. This I've had for a long time. I don't think that this is available. Well, I know it's not available anymore. This is from Hero Arts, but you can possibly find one on eBay or on Etsy, and it's just a nice stamp. Okay, and here's my bird that I love. This is one of the ones from Invoke Arts. And then there are, so these are the wooden stamps on the wooden bases. And then you can use the acrylic blocks like this with other stamps. They come like this. You can get these at Joann's and Michael's, and these are cling stamps. These you can just pull off, and they have kind of sticky on the back, and then they attach to one of these acrylic blocks, and then you can stamp on those as well. So that's another, there's tons and tons of these kinds of, they come on little, I don't know, whatever they are, some kind of plastic sheets that hold all the different designs. You can keep them in your stamp stash, whatever, keep them all organized together, and you can find them easily that way. So we can use a little bit of both of these. There's also a very large one that I like. This is multiple daisies or sunflowers. I don't know what. Maybe it's echinacea. I don't know. I think it looks like that to me more than anything. And you can also, once your stamps kind of lose their ability to cling on these blocks, you can buy this sticky back surface. I just attached a piece on here, but I put the plastic over it to protect it because this sticky stuff will pick up dust and fuzz and all that stuff. So I just put the page protector on there. That stuff's good to have. It's like a double stick stuff. And I'll have the name of that for you too, if you need that kind of stuff. There's just so many different things. And then there's the paper punches for the holes. This one is just a standard hole punch, just like for ruled paper. If you're going to put it in a binder or whatever, that's the size. I don't even know what size that is, but that's a standard paper punch. And then I've got one small. This is a 1/16 paper punch, and I use this for the earring holes. So to stamp those out. So I think I've covered the basics on there. Also, if you're working with this ink, this is a solvent ink, and it kind of stains your hands a little bit. I mean, it cleans up, but I think it's better if you just wear gloves, and that eliminates that problem. But I would either use a solvent ink or a pigment ink for your papers. All right, so let's get started. Any questions so far? Hi, Patricia. Hi, Robin. Okay. Robin says she has a bunch of acrylic stamps that are rarely used. Guess they have a purpose now. That's right. It's kind of amazing how you can find other uses for stuff you already have. Okay, it's time for your exam. Bend over. Oh, my bad. All right. So, it really, yeah, I'm just going to start stamping things, and what's kind of good to do is do some practice work beforehand. So I'm going to just kind of play with some of the designs that I have. Oh, oops. Okay, then there's smaller stamps too, as well. And I particularly like this one because it went well. Not that it has to, but it went well with this design on these earrings that I made with the trees on there. So I thought that was kind of cool. Okay, so, all right, so you can just do like portions of your stamp too, which is kind of neat. Let's ink that up and press firmly without lifting it, without sliding it. You want to just press firmly and lift up. Sometimes I have found some stamps require more pressure than I can do just like sitting down. So I'll actually stand up and press on it. And the bigger the design, the bigger the stamp, I mean, the more care you have to take in making sure that you've pressed on all the areas. Hi, Deidre. Okay, so, but say I only want a part, of the stamp. You can, this is where you're going to play around with stuff. I hope you guys can see me okay. I'll lower this a little bit. All right. Where you just want a little bit, say it's peeking off, those flowers are just kind of like peeking out from the edge of the paper. You can do it like that. Now, this is where you can get your back of your cards dirty, or smudged. So you want to take care in that, kind of try to protect that from getting stamped on or getting the ink on the back. So let's see. Just getting partial designs, I think, is kind of fun. This is just a practice paper. This isn't going to be a note card. I mean, a earring tag. But that's just one thing. Okay. But that's why I say practice on paper first. I'm just going to use the back side of this because this isn't going to be anything. That'll get part of that tree on there. You can just play with it however you want. All right, so you get the idea. Now for the larger stamps, it's a little more difficult to ink those up with this little stamp pad. You can do it, but you might find that turning your stamp over and and coating your stamp this way will work. Now this one I'm going to stand up for. All right. And that's another thing. You can use this as a background stamp and then stamp another design on top of it if you wanted to do that. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go with that. I think I'm going to try that again. Actually, that was upside down. All right. See how I'm pressing it all over to get the design. Okay, so say I want to overlay something else on top of that, I can do that. Let's see. Let's take my sunflower. That might be a little bit too large for this, but it's an experiment. I don't know. That probably wasn't a good choice. Maybe those little flowers that I had initially would look nice on there. But this is just extra stuff. You know, you don't have to do it this way. I do kind of like those flowers on top, or just like a small portion on there. Hi, Joanne. I don't know if they're hard. Are you talking about the wood stamps or the cling stamps? I wouldn't think that these would. I mean, I've had some of these for many years and have not had any issue with that. Same with the these little cling stamps. They do lose their sticky, but that's where that double stick tape that I was telling you works really well with these. Wood stamp, huh? I don't know. I've not run across that. But I have to say some stamps are better quality than others. So it might just be the quality of that rubber, you know, but I've not run across that. So I would think, are they like big name company brands? Do you know? I mean, the names should be on the sides of the stamp somewhere, who manufactured them. If they don't, they might be lesser quality material. I don't know. So I'll have to see. I mean, I might do a Google search on that and see if there's something out there available, if there's some kind of not a solvent, but something that you could put it on. Mary says if they get exposed to sunlight, they do come off the block. Okay. Well, I don't know. See, I've kept mine in a drawer. They've been in a drawer for years, and I haven't done anything to them. The only thing that I have done occasionally is clean the stamps, and with the solvent stamps, there's a special cleaner that you can get for your to apply on your rubber stamps to get some of that ink off. But I've kind of found over time that it really doesn't matter if you clean them or not. And if any of you know who Tim Holtz is, he's a pretty famous guy for, you know, mixed media things, and has come out with all kinds of different products. And he's into stamping a lot, and he says that he never cleans his stamps. So once I heard that he didn't clean his stamps, I thought, well, heck, I'm not going to clean mine anymore either. And I haven't found it make a difference, to be honest. So, all right, so let's make some tags. So you can go couple different ways with cutting your tags, but I just kind of do it old school. You can use a paper cutter if you wanted, but I just find a nice basic pair of scissors that are good on paper work well for me. And this is where, you know, you might want to save time if you're making a bunch. and use a paper trimmer, but I always seem to have problems with that. I never am quite straight, and I just found I have better success if I just cut them. They're not large. Um, it's doable. For me, it's doable. I'm going to put that down on a clean spot and cut a couple more. And I like the difference. I like both the white paper, and I also like the ivory color or cream color tag as well. So I think it just really matters what you're putting on it. If you want something to stand out a little bit more. Yeah, rotary cutter and a ruler is also a very good idea. Um, I don't know, maybe I'm punishing myself by doing it this way. I don't know. But I'm not making a gazillion of them, so this works okay for me. I kind of bent this one card up a little bit. You will make a mess. I guarantee it. And then you could either punch your hole now or later. It doesn't really make any difference, but wrong punch. Where's the other one? Oh, I have my stamps covering it. Okay. The other one, I mean, it's just like the perfect hole size for that. And I'm not going to punch the earring holes yet because I'm going to do that specifically for what I'm putting on the card. If your earrings are longer or shorter, you might want to place the holes a little bit differently, different areas. All right, so I'm going to get my ink. Hi, Jennifer. All right. I guess I'll just work on top of this. And it's hit or miss sometimes where you place your stamp on your paper. But that one came out good. So I love this one. All right. Let's see what else. Okay, well, this one, got some fuzz or something on here. All right. Yeah, like I said earlier, you don't want this to be the main focus of your card. The jewelry is supposed to be, the focus, but I think it just kind of just takes them to another level, having them placed on something like this. And let's see. Let's put this might be too large. I'm going to go back to this other one. I did not take out as many stamps as I probably should have. So my selection is not all that great for this demo. All right. That just kind of, you know, it's okay. I'm going to do something in red now. And then put your cards someplace where they're not going to, you don't stack them on top. Make sure that the ink is dry. You want to make sure that is dry before you stack them to keep the back sides clean. So now, and just cover your ink when you're not using it. When you get your ink pads, they come with a little guard, a little protective cover. Don't throw them away. I did lose that other one. I don't know where it went, but they're good to keep the moisture in. All right, what was I doing? Oh, never mind. Okay, here's my art stamp that I like so much. And sometimes the parts that you want aren't going to really fit to the tag. So you may have to, like I want this art part, but I want it to show, so I want it to be a little bit lower. So I'm going to actually place it lower than the top of the tag. Oh, see, I had too much. This is where I guess you have to change the ink color, because this is supposed to be red and it looks black. So I have used this stamp so much without cleaning it that maybe it's time to do that. So now I just inked the bottom of this same stamp, and I'm going to stamp where I missed. Well, I didn't miss, it was intentional, but that way it covers the whole thing. And a lot of it is just kind of, you know, trial and error. Like I said earlier, you have to just kind of mess around with this stuff to see, you know, because you can't tell precisely where you are unless you are using the clear acrylic stamps. That's the beauty of these stamps, is you can see exactly where you're going to place that stamp. So there's a lot of benefit by using this, but a lot of the designs that I've liked only came on a wooden stamp. So, you know, you just have to do what you have with what you have. Those little stars are cute. That would be fun. Let's see. Now, see, I had stamped this in black too prior, so let's see if I can get. Or maybe this red is just that dark. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's because it looks pretty scarlet here. Let's see if I have a stamp that hasn't been used. Yeah, this has never been used. Let's try this. Take this off. They just peel right off. Put that in the ink. Yeah. It's a dark red. It's a little darker than I care for, I think. But I think what I would do on the note cards or on the earring tags is I think I would use this on white paper, this red ink, so it doesn't look darker on the cream color. So let's do a tag in white. little pouch. And, you know, if you guys have ideas on this, share them with us, because I'm no expert on the stamping thing, or on anything for that matter. I just like to play. But I like to learn as well. All right, so let's do. Thank you, Joanne. I like to dabble in a lot of different things. All right, hole punch. All right, let's try this. Little stars. I've not used it before, so. You see, I'm only using part of the stamp, so that way your jewelry can be there in the center. And then you would put your business logo, tag, whatever, on that mailing label. You can print those up, and then you have all your information on there, which I think is nice. So let's see if we can do something else. I have not done any broken china jewelry. I have not had any broken china. So I guess I could go to the thrift store or something and buy a plate or two and smash them up. I guess that's what you do. I like some of the stuff I've seen with the broken china, to solder the soft solder around that. I think that's a real cute idea. Let's see. I guess I should have pre-cut some tags before doing the demo, but I didn't think about it. So there you go. But this is, these wouldn't be bad to cut off these tags. Like if you're relaxing in the evening and you want to just work on something on your lap, you could do that instead of using your time during the day. All right. So the other thing is, like when you're doing a design, well, now I'm getting all kinds of messages here. When you're doing a design and you only want a part of the design, let me think. I'm distracted now. You would use a piece of paper as a mask. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Oh, if I don't want, some of the design to go on this area, then I'll block this off. I'll mask it off. And then I can do something different if I wanted to with the top portion or the other portion. Let me see here with this. This is a neat stamp. This is a biggie. I've used these stamps when I do, when I just want to relax and do like a little colored pencil uh, designing or playing. I can't draw worth a darn. So using big stamps like this, you can use your watercolor pencils or regular pencils in there to make pretty little pictures. That's right, Jennifer. That's exactly what you can use the masking for. In fact, I'll try that on this one. I will do that. I'll put a little, Jennifer says cut like a little square if you wanted to keep that area out from getting inked. We can do that. Thank you. Ink that up real well. And then this is a Hero Arts stamp, Joanne. I'll look on the side in a minute. And there you go. So that blocked that area off. And your earrings or pendant could be within that area. All right, this is, I'm looking for the name. It should be on here, but there is a number. But it is Hero Arts. That'll get you somewhere. And I don't know. Just look up at heroarts.com and there's a SKU number on here, but I don't know that that's really going to be helpful to you. I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to you. Okay. Yeah, this is a really nice one. It's a nice design for coloring in. Okay. So yeah, this is absolutely doable. Or, if you want to combine two different designs, then you can lay your mask over one portion, and stamp it this way, and then, take your mask off and then put it on this side and stamp on this side. And then that way, it all depends on what you have in mind as far as making your tags. So I'm going to do my lotto wheel here. And I just cut another paper. Oh, I put it over here. And then I'll show you I'll put some holes in for earrings. And honestly, I'm one of those people that just kind of eyeballs everything. So sometimes things come out really great, and sometimes things are a little cockeyed, and that's just the way it is. That's my world. All right, so here's my lotto wheel. Okay, this is a fun one. I really like this one. I did a lot of etched copper with this, and then I would colorize it with alcohol inks, and I've used this stamp a ton. different part of the wheel. And then just a little smidge down there. This is all your own choices. Oh, now see, I was bad. I didn't cover that over, and I messed it up. But that's okay because we're learning, right? So that lotto wheel is kind of fun. This is another Invoke Arts stamp. So I'll put those links on the group page after I'm done with the handout and all that stuff too. All right, so now for if you want to hang some earrings, I would, let's see here. Well, of course, the only earrings I have right here are these. But what I do is just take the 1/16 punch. Depending on how long your earring is, if you have really long earrings and you want the hanging holes to be up high on here, if they're smaller, you can go down a little bit lower. But I'm just going to make one hole here and then go across and do the other hole. I mean, there's no rocket science to this at all. And actually, sometimes I like to stagger. I'll like one earring a little higher up than the other one. So if your holes aren't exactly aligned, that can work out to your favor too, because it can look nice having each of the earrings just a little bit higher or lower. So that's easy as pie. Now with the punches, you kind of have to. I mean, the jury's still out on that as far as I'm concerned. On here, you can go all the way back and you put your card in and you want to make sure that you're centered, the card is centered, and then you just snap it down, and that actually made a nice hanging holes right there by pushing this all the way back, pushing your paper all the way back, because the actual cutter is positioned a little bit further back in this little machine, but you can't really tell when you're punching it. But you're going to do a sure thing by making sure that you're centered. There's a little ledge in there. Make sure that you're centered so that you don't have too much paper on one side and not enough on the other. So that way the holes come out centered. Okay. Yeah, Jennifer, these you may be able to find those too. Uh, this I said my friend Rhonda bought these, and there are two other ones that came with this series, and I don't know if she got those or not. They make the U, and then there's another one that makes like little V cuts on the side so that you could put a chain in there. How sturdy that is for the chain, I don't know. But I looked it up on Amazon. They do carry all of them, I believe, and you can take a look at them and see what you think about them. But I'm just a little bit leery of the one for the chain, depending on the kind of chain that you're going to put in. Some chains are heavier than others, and may not work. I don't know, but that's something to check out if you want. Also, like I said, I'm going to put a link to these on Amazon. If you want to get them through my links. I get a little commission. Anything that you get off of my links, I get a little commission. It's maybe like 25 cents on $15 purchase. It's not a lot, but every little bit helps. So if you do it that way, that benefits both of us. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make the other tag. I'm going to do this. I thought this was interesting. This is from this punch right here. This makes, sorry, I don't know if you guys are hearing that. I keep getting messages from my siblings. But this makes a nice little hanging card, depending on what you want to put on there. I tried making it a little narrower, but I found it was too narrow. Actually, it just didn't seem like it was very, I don't know. It seemed kind of thin over here. So I'll make a couple. I just actually started playing with it this morning, so I don't have all that much practice with it. But short necklaces or bracelets could be nice like that if you have like a little stand on your display table, whatever, that you could put them on. I think that those could be fun. I put some double stick tape on the back of this to close it up, but I'm going to research that and see if there's better things that I could use that are more stable. I don't really want to staple it because I think that that would look cheesy, but that it is an option. So, all right. So that's this. And what I did for this, let me cover up my my inks here. I've made a nice big mess on my table here, but that's okay. That's part of the fun. There we go. Cover those up. The sticker with your store information, like on the back, because that's what I was saying on the back here. If you put like a mailing label, you can print, if you want your name, your phone number, your Etsy site, your website, whatever information you want your customer to have, you can put on that mailing label. But I would use the clear mailing labels because I think they look a little bit nicer. You know, so I would go with that. Of course, the clear labels are a little more expensive, but I think that it would look better on here than just a white label. And Mary, a Brad on that card would probably, it might work. It might work. I'll have to think about that. But yeah, putting a Brad on there would look a whole lot better than a staple would. So, all right. So let's make one of these cards. And I'm going to stamp it too. Let's see here. Oh my God. I can't believe I have a three-way conversation going with my siblings, and they're talking about something. Okay. So what I did was I cut just a random, I guessed, size for this. I think you've got some variances. I made this one a little bit less wide than this one, I think, and I think I'll like it better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp both sides of this because you're going to flip part of this up. So I'll flip it up and over, I guess I want to say. So let's say I did, well, I'm going to do the words again. And so I'm going to ink up my stamp pad again. Card down. Okay. Now I'm going to stamp the other side. Right. All right. Well, I missed just a little bit down there. All right. No worries. All right. Seems like I missed a little on both sides. I'm going to take these off. All right. So now, same thing with this little punch dude. I'm going to put this in and make sure that it's in the center of the card that I'm using, the paper that I'm using, so it's even, and push it all the way to the back. And this one requires a little bit more strength. All right, so there's your cutout, and then you fold this over just like that. And this is where I see that I'm uneven in my measurement when I cut this little piece by eye. And then you fold back this other part. And I guess you would, where's that bracelet? Where are you? Oh, here it is. Okay. You could tape it, you could glue it. Like Mary suggested, you could probably put two little brads right here in the corners, and that would hold it. It would hold it together. That's not a bad idea. But that just folds over like this. Now, if you were doing something not quite so bulky, it may lay a little bit better for you. But you know, that's something to experiment with too. So I think this has got some nice potential. Like I said, if you have something that you're going to hang, a display that you're going to hang when you're doing a show or whatever, you know, that you can put a lot of these up there and they would be real nice. But yeah, the double stick tape is nice. You can lay a piece in there and tape it down. But I did that earlier and it popped back open. So I'm just thinking maybe this piece is too heavy for that, too thick, you know, or maybe something a little bit more substantial is needed for, you could even put a brad down here. That would do it too. Just one brad right there would hold it. So I think that's a great idea, Mary. Thank you for that. So that's pretty much it for what I'm going to show you, unless you guys have some other questions about making these note cards with the, you know, you can certainly use anything you want for your cards. You know, you can modify them, make the sizes larger or smaller to suit your needs. it's just another little option, you know, that's kind of fun. Um, I have a lot of fun just making these. That's kind of like a nice non-stress project, and I seem to need more of those in my life than anything that's real complex. The thing that got me thinking about doing this was, you know, earlier, well, I guess in the fall maybe, when I discovered those topology rub-on sticker kind of things. Um, I had seen they had an ad for Christmas rub-ons and also for Valentine's rub-ons. And I liked both of them and I got some of them. But I also ordered some of their tags because in my mind I was thinking these would make really cute cards, earring cards, whatever, for whatever your needs. And they're already made. Um, so I kind of went, I bought these cards. I'll lay them down so you can see them a little bit better in a minute. But I bought these cards and I really like them. Um, the thickness is okay. You know, it could be a hair thicker, but it's pretty comparable to what I've just been working on. But they're nice. They've got nice little designs on them. They're kind of old-fashioned looking to me. You know, they've got different little, basically just lines or little tables, things like that on there. And I thought that those were really cute. So, you know, that's another option if you didn't even want to make these cards. But my intention was to make these cards and then put a rub-on sticker on there. And that's another thing that these pouches are great for, is for your rub-ons. They fit these sheets, these rub-on sheets perfectly. But, you know, I'm late to the party as usual, but, you know, we had a lot of family issues with my dad passing and all that stuff, and I couldn't get these things done, you know, ahead of time for Valentine's Day ideas, but you can always keep these ideas for next year. These are really cute little little rub-ons that you could put on these cards as well. But there again, the cards really, the focus should be your jewelry. But a little piece here and there just kind of like changes things up a little bit. But I wanted to share this with you because I thought that these were really neat, and there's lots of different choices in here. I'm not getting any promotional kickback or anything for, you know, recommending some of these companies, any of the companies. But I thought, you know, I like them. I just want to, I get excited about this stuff and I kind of want to share that excitement with you guys. And this is how I do it. So anyway, that's an idea. And the tags come in, it's just like one bundle. I don't know how many are in a package, but there's two different sizes on these as well. So, you know, it's an idea if you want to do it. And oh, I have to show you, as long as we're here, I have to show you the Christmas ones that I wasn't able to use this year or last year, last Christmas, but I will use them next year. Let me push the camera down a little bit. In my mess here, let's just put a piece of paper here so you can see them a little better. I thought these were absolutely adorable Christmas ones that can be used in a variety of ways. If you're new to me and new to my demos and you haven't seen anything that I did with these rub-ons, they're in the files in the video section, or you can go to my YouTube channel and find these the old videos of what I've done. So there's lots of different ideas, different uses for these things. But I just wanted to show you these because I just thought they were adorable. So that's a whole nother thing. But I wanted to show you that. All right. So I'm sure that I'll do something with these as far as a demo goes, but not till next fall. But yeah, I was late for a lot of stuff this year so far. That would have been nice to have it in a timely manner so that you guys could do stuff ahead of time, but you can always use it another time. That's what I'm going to stick with. Put those in there. Some of these are just so pretty. They're kind of old-timey vintage designs. Okay, that came with that. All right. All right. So, any questions before I take my leave? I've had a little snag with my Super Duo ordering. They sent me the wrong colors that I ordered the right number. They sent me the right number, but they were the wrong colors. So I'm still talking to them, and they're trying to figure out what happened, and they're not being very punctual. So until I find out if I can get the colors that I wanted, I'm not sure when I'm going to schedule that. I was going to schedule it, but I've got several different things in the works. I want to do like river stones, drilling a hole in them. I want to do that. I still want to do the jelly plates. I was just waiting on Mary because she had hand surgery, and when she's ready, she'll help me with it, and we will do that. And oh, my friend Deb, we're going to do the shrinky dinks. We may be doing that next time. I'm not sure, because next time that's what I wanted to do was make the kits for the bracelet, but that's going to be delayed. So I'll see if we can move the shrinky dinks up to uh, the next time that we get together. And other than that, well, I do have a few other ideas, but I can't think of them right now. So there you go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast, but I'm going to put the handout. I've got a nice handout for you with all the information on there, and then I'll put the links where you can buy this stuff if you want to do it through Amazon, and that's about it. And if you make stuff, post it on the page. I like how more people are starting to interact with their other questions and different things like that on the group, and it's not all me. Some things, have been asked if they could put on, but if it's self-serving where, you're trying to sell something or go to a different website or something to generate business there, that's a no-no. So, but for the most part, everything is just great, and I'm glad how the group has been growing. So until next time, I'll see you guys. Thank you, Deb. I enjoy doing this. I really do. I really do. I don't know all the answers, but I'll share whatever I know. So, well, within reason. So, you take care, guys. See you next time.